The Battle of Issus, fought in November 333 BCE, was one of the most significant and decisive victories of Alexander the Great during his campaign against the Persian Empire. This battle, which took place near the Panaris River in modern-day Turkey, saw Alexander face off against the Persian king Darius III. Despite being outnumbered, Alexander's tactical brilliance and leadership resulted in a crushing defeat for the Persians, solidifying his reputation as one of history's greatest military commanders. Background: following his success in Asia Minor and the siege of Halicarnassus, Alexander the Great moved south along the Mediterranean coast, heading towards Syria and Egypt. His goal was to confront the Persian Empire directly, and he soon found himself face-to-face with Darius III, the Persian king, who had gathered a massive army to stop the Macedonian advance. Darius' forces at Issus were estimated to be significantly larger than Alexander's, with some accounts suggesting that Darius commanded an army of over 100,000 men, including infantry, cavalry, and war chariots. In contrast, Alexander's forces numbered around 35,000 to 40,000 soldiers. Despite this disparity, Alexander's military strategy and the superior discipline of his forces would prove to be the deciding factor in the battle. The two armies met at Issus, near the Panaris River, with Darius' forces positioned along the river, blocking Alexander's route. The battlefield itself was narrow, with mountains on one side and the river on the other, limiting the movement of Darius' larger army and giving Alexander a tactical advantage. Darius initially believed that the narrow terrain would prevent Alexander from effectively deploying his cavalry and forces. However, Alexander quickly took advantage of the situation. He deployed his forces in a strong and flexible formation, with the elite companion cavalry positioned on the right wing. Alexander himself led the cavalry charge, using his mobility and speed to outflank the Persian forces. The Macedonian infantry, known for their discipline and use of the phalanx formation, held firm against the Persian lines. One of the key turning points in the battle was Alexander's direct attack on Darius himself. As the battle raged, Darius saw his army beginning to falter, and in a panic, he fled the battlefield, leaving his forces in disarray. This loss of leadership caused the Persian army to collapse, and many Persian soldiers either fled or were killed. Darius' chariot was captured by the Macedonians, marking the symbolic and real defeat of the Persian king's forces. Aftermath and significance. The Battle of Issus was a monumental victory for Alexander the Great. Despite being outnumbered, Alexander's use of terrain, his tactical brilliance, and his ability to inspire his troops led to a decisive victory. The battle not only crushed the Persian army, but also dealt a severe blow to the authority and morale of Darius III. In the aftermath of the battle, Alexander's forces captured a vast amount of Persian treasure, including the royal family of Darius, who were taken as prisoners. Darius, in a desperate bid to recover his position, sent Alexander a letter offering peace and the return of territory. However, Alexander rejected the offer, instead focusing on the complete conquest of Persia. The victory at Issus was not just a military success. It had profound geopolitical consequences. It marked the beginning of the collapse of Persian control in the eastern Mediterranean and paved the way for Alexander's subsequent conquest of Egypt and Persia. It also elevated Alexander's status as a ruler, reinforcing his claim to be a liberator of the Greek cities and a challenger to the Persian Empire's dominance. Conclusion: the Battle of Issus remains one of the most remarkable military engagements in history. Alexander the Great's ability to decisively defeat a much larger force, despite significant disadvantages, demonstrated his exceptional skill as a strategist and leader. The victory solidified his position as one of the most formidable military commanders in history and marked a turning point in his campaign to overthrow the Persian Empire. The Battle of Issus was not just a victory on the battlefield, but a key moment that led to the eventual fall of the Persian Empire and the expansion of Alexander's vast empire.